team has issued a KARE 11 weather impact alert from 7 until noon today. Let's welcome you in, everyone. I'm Jason Hackett. Let's get right to meteorologist John Ziegler, who is tracking all this out for us. It's not a washout by any means, John.
No. But I mean, if it's going to pour at the fair, well, we got to let you know about it because it might rain for it might only rain for half an hour out there, but I don't want you to get caught out there not prepared. So again, 7 to noon, we got this impact. Again, this is for mainly showers. There's actually a 70% chance that it's just a couple showers. There's just that 30% chance for that pop-up thunderstorm, and I just want you to be prepared so you're not like cursing my name when you're out there. And I can't even be out. I'm not out there today to defend myself. So umbrellas or, of course, windshield wipers if you're driving. Now we're just starting to see the sun rise. I told you about it yesterday, 6 a.m. viewers, that we probably have 5 days left of this in the morning. We're losing about a minute and a half of sunlight every morning. So it's kind of sad. 71 degrees out here right now. 60 to the north, that's where the cold front is. It's not cold, but it's starting to show up here at least. There's the actual boundary. Why do I care the location of that? Well, that's where the storms are. So this will just start to move in here, and you can see current radar. We're very quiet. Everybody who doesn't care about the fair at all, you're driving to work is fine. This area of storms are going to try to work its way through the state. We'll time it all out in your forecast coming up here in a bit. CC.
Hey, good morning. We're crash-free this morning. Roads are dry as you're heading out. Live look here, heading into and out of downtown Minneapolis. Roads are great, especially if you're taking 35 to 94, maybe trying to get to the state fair. Roads are great on 94 too. Not seeing any slowing there, especially with everything back open. Just a quick reminder, parking lots on site at the fair just opened a couple of minutes ago. I know the parking rides, free parking rides are open too, but the buses don't leave until 8 a.m. So I think by 11 yesterday, almost all the lots were full. So if you're using any of those options, definitely leave early this morning. If you're not heading to the fair, heading to work, roads look good for you too. I'll talk about some weekend road work when I see you next. Jason.
All right, CC, thank you very much. We'll talk to you soon. Breaking this morning, we're waiting to learn more about a serious crash in Robbinsdale. We know it happened on Memorial Parkway and 34th Avenue around 2 this morning. Our photographer on scene spoke with a witness who tells us she saw police chasing a blue car before it crashed into a tree. First responders were seen removing people from the vehicle before they were sent to a hospital. We have reached out to Hennepin County officials for more details. We'll update you, of course, as soon as we know more. Well, today's KARE 11 weather impact alert begins just as the gates of the state fair open for day 2. So to make sure you're prepared for today, we've got Audrey at the fairgrounds this morning with some helpful tips for you. Good morning, Audrey.
I can feel it coming in the air at noon. The rain. I should be embarrassed. Unfortunately, I'm not. Yeah, so rain is expected today. Some light rain, nothing that's going to be too damaging. So you can come into the KARE 11 barn, have fun on the voice chair. Thank you to Kingsley for operating this for me. Shout out to Kingsley. Yeah, we are not expecting crazy rain like what we saw last year. Take a look at this video. I'm going to remind you of something that was a little bit rough to see. This caused a lot of flooding on the fairgrounds. They actually had to delay the start of the fair by about 2 hours. And they also trashed some vendor stands, those winds, and just all of that heavy rain. This is not what we are expecting today. Fortunately, it's just going to be light. Bring a raincoat, bring a poncho. Now, in the spirit of being prepared, it is important to note, though, that you can go to the State Fair website, and they actually have an extensive map with severe weather shelters that are labeled. They also have an evacuation map for the grandstand, so there's a lot of options for you. Now, coming up in about 30 minutes, we're going to talk about fair attendance records, and we're also going to time out some of this rain as it relates to the parade that's happening today at 2. Happens every single day here at the fair. But for now, Jason, I'll send things back to you.
Good advice there, Audrey. Thank you very much. And I'm sure CeeLo would send you to Hollywood. Is he still on that show, CeeLo? I haven't watched in a few years. Okay, anyway, thank you very much, Audrey. Now, throughout the weather impact alert, John and the rest of the weather team will have live weather impact updates on KARE 11 Plus or app for your TV. You can also find live radar and the rest of your news. Just download the app for your TV and watch for free. Well, right now, a child is fighting for their life in the hospital, and a woman and another child are hurt after a hit and run in Eden Prairie. This happened just before 8:30 last night at the intersection of Mitchell Road and Chestnut Drive. Police say a woman was walking in the crosswalk with 4 young children, pulling 2 of them in a wagon when a white car drove through them and left. The woman and one of the children are expected to be okay, but one child is in critical condition. Police are asking anyone with information to call 911. Well, this morning we have a sad update to a story we broke on Sunrise 24 hours ago. Officials in Corcoran now say a man has died after a mobile home fire at Maple Hill Estates. Fire officials say police officers pulled the man from the home and tried to save him, but he died at the hospital. Officials are still investigating what caused that fire. 6:05 on the clock, and developing in the race for Minneapolis mayor, the Minnesota DFL announced it's revoking Omar Fateh's endorsement. And today we're expecting more details on the reason behind their decision. Michelle Beck joins us in the studio with a closer look at what happens next. Michelle.
Well, good morning to you, Jason. We are expecting the state DFL to release a full report sometime today, but already stripped of an endorsement, Omar Fateh's campaign is calling this disenfranchisement. This is what we know from this draft report released by the state DFL in the last 24 hours. Its Rules Committee found the electronic voting system used by the Minneapolis DFL was, quote, substantially flawed. It said 176 votes were not counted on the first ballot, and that caused ripple effects for the July convention. So here's what revoking an endorsement means. For one, Fateh loses access to DFL resources for his campaign. The Minneapolis DFL is also barred from endorsing anyone for mayor this year.
This is something that they normally wouldn't do, and I've been through this process before. Then that means that there was overwhelming evidence that they needed to vacate the endorsement. We have to make sure it's efficient and that it's fair, and it didn't seem like that was the case.
That brings us to today at noon. We'll see a protest at City Hall from people who say they are committed to electing a new mayor. And Jason, I can tell you that they are frustrated that the state DFL has stepped in, overturned this endorsement, and that they overturned a democratic process by city delegates. And so we're seeing this kind of city versus state tension happening here.
Yeah, a lot of tension here. A lot of people not happy about this. Remains to be seen how the DFL moves forward from this. All right, Michelle, thank you very much. This morning, a massive recall on some frozen shrimp is expanding into Minnesota. The FDA says the shrimp manufactured by Southwind Foods is possibly contaminated with radioactive material. They were sold in 9 states under several brand names between July 17th and August 8th. So take a good look at your screen. We're showing some of those products right now. If you have any of these, you're asked to throw them out. That recall comes just days after Walmart's Great Value brand of frozen shrimp was recalled for the same reason.